Welcome to the Art of Money podcast with Art McPherson.
And thanks for checking out the Art of Money podcast. My name is Mark Owens alongside Art McPherson and Luke McCarty. All the information for the McPherson Financial Group, you can find it at theartofmoneyradio.com. Luke, I want to talk to you about something this weekend that I think it's important we talk about, like your investment process. And you were telling me off the air about there are some advisors who use a third-party money manager. Okay, so help me out here and explain this to me. Detail how that would help or that would hurt my wealth management.
Sure, yeah, and great question. Yeah, we talked about this off the air, and what I'm seeing a lot around the area is, other advisors potentially using somebody else to manage their clients' money. So what that means is you may not be able to customize what you're doing right in that account, right? For instance, right, if you're supposed to be in a 60-40 type of portfolio, and you're not retired, that's a different account, right? If you're in a 60-40 portfolio, but you're retired and need income, well, we tweak that account to get you more income. So we're very customized here with our investment process and with our plans. And so, we have the ability to buy, stocks like Google, Apple, kind of whatever you want to buy as well. We can add that to your account. So just kind of seeing what I see in the area, had some conversations over the weekend, had some, clients come in, or potential clients come in, I should say, who didn't like that fact. And so we actually manage the money in-house. Art and I have our own investment process. If you go to our YouTube page, there is a video from Q2 kind of giving you an update of how our accounts have performed, what we're looking at in the economy, what makes us take less risk or more risk based on your preferences. We update that on a quarterly basis. We update our accounts and look at our accounts every single day. So, we're making the decisions here in-house. However, your money and your assets are never here at McPherson Financial Group, right? They're at Fidelity. Right. They're at Charles Schwab. So we use the custodian, and we're just allowed to be on your account as long as you want us to be.
Okay. So two follow-up questions to that. Number one, the YouTube page. What do we search to find the McPherson Financial Group?
Just search McPherson Financial Group. You'll see our page. You'll see a video up top of Art and the beach. Art is talking over the beach sound and the waves. It's a great retirement picture. Our podcast.
If that's not the true description of Art McPherson, you'll find nothing better that describes Art. I'm sorry. Okay. And the podcast, great podcast available.
Yep. So there's podcasts that get posted on the YouTube page. There are celebrity interviews that get posted on the YouTube page. And then our quarterly updates, we're looking at potentially doing those on a monthly basis, depending on what the market's doing. Right now, the market just tends to be kind of melting up is what we call it. So, there's not a whole lot of new events in the market. Now, there's a lot of new headlines, a lot of new events, from Afghanistan to the recent hurricane, of course, COVID, the Delta variant. But from an investment world, things are pretty, I don't want to call them boring, but it's a good boring right now to be in. Kind of at all-time highs, kind of creeping up.
Okay, so with the instability in Afghanistan and the hurricane that came through last weekend and, the COVID Delta variant, you said boring, which I guess is a good thing when it comes to the market. So all of those aren't affecting the markets as much as you may think.
Right, that's correct. So usually a single event doesn't impact the market. It's usually kind of an unforeseen large event, like, COVID last year, right? March of 2020, markets did extremely bad, February, March. But since then, we're actually have more COVID cases now in the United States this year than we did last year, but the markets are at all-time high. So we just follow a lot with what the Federal Reserve does, right? If the Fed is spending money, it is hard to fight the Fed, right? They have a printing machine. So you cannot fight them thinking the market's going to crash every day when they're pumping up the economy.
And Luke, I think as you're talking about the COVID Delta variant, is it because we went through it last year so the markets aren't reflecting as much because we've already been there?
I think so a little bit. I think when we first went through it, it was so unexpected.
Yeah.
That's what the market doesn't like is uncertainty.
Yeah.
And now, even though we still have a lot of uncertainty out there, I think the market kind of already knows it's there. It's baked in. So, what we're kind of waiting for now, I wouldn't say waiting for because we don't want it to happen, but it will happen, right? The next big downturn in the market, what's it going to be? Is it going to be, stock prices are too high and the .com names are really high, like, 2000, 2001? Or is it going to be a, subprime mortgage crisis, 08, 09? Or is it going to be the next COVID, but without the government bailing us out? Right? If the government did not spend as much money as they did last year, March 23rd was the bottom of the market. we would not have had this fast of a recovery. While saying that, right, it's good and bad. It's good because the market recovered. It's bad because now the government's going in so much debt. That's where you need to start planning for tax increases in the future.
So it's like it helped us earlier, but now it's going to affect us a little bit later.
That's correct. It helped us, but your taxes are going up.
We got to pay for it
that
now.
way.
Yeah.
Right.
What is your investment strategy? Not just you, but the McPherson Financial Group. What's your investment strategy?
Big picture strategy, right? Win by not losing.
Mm-hmm.
There's times when the market's going to be down. And so your account at Fidelity or Schwab, wherever it may be, is, more than likely going to be down as well. But if we're not down as much as the market is down, then our recovery is faster and our recovery is better. So we look at some indicators that's on our YouTube that, we're looking at economic indicators, and we understand the economy is not the stock market. Just back to my point of March 23rd of last year, right? The economy seemed frozen, but the stock market recovered. So we understand the economy is not the stock market, but the economy is going to help us predict future earnings. So as unemployment starts going down, as retail sales are up, industrial production is up, housing is up. If all of these factors are going in our favor, that's kind of where we're more risk on in our portfolios. If those indicators are going against us and they're turning negative, that's where we start to reduce risk. So we take a macro view of the economy, and that kind of gives us our forward-looking view of what the stock market's going to do.
There are a lot of people that love those big national investment firms, but tell me why using someone local is so important when it comes to managing your wealth.
It's very important because then you have the ability to, walk into the office, right? Coming into meetings is a lot easier. Even though we're moving to more of the Zoom, electronic world, we still feel a lot of our clients like to be here, like to be local, like to have we have client events where we invite our clients to do things. However, we also have clients in almost every state where we're using Zoom for our appointments. A lot of them are either kids or parents of clients or, moved away. But, more often than not, what most individuals search for when they think of a financial advisor is somebody who's close to them, right? Think about it. Do you want to go to the grocery store far away, or do you want to go close?
Close.
Right? We all want to be close to home. We're right here in Melbourne. We're at Pineda and Wickham. So we're pretty centralized to the Melbourne area. We have a satellite office in Vero. So, we're heading that direction. So we're available for meetings down in Vero Beach as well, or here in our headquarters in Melbourne.
And you told me, Luke, a pretty interesting stat when it comes to people searching for a financial advisor on Google.
Yes. So I read a lot of articles from our industry, a lot of industry experts. And one of the articles I read a couple of weeks ago is the most searched phrase on Google for a financial advisor is financial advisor near me. It's not necessarily, the best market returns. It's not necessarily the best tax strategy. It's local, and we are that local firm. And Mark, you mentioned earlier about, kind of the big box stores, the big investment names, the big investment houses. I used to work for one. So I used to work at Raymond James. We were independent of Raymond James, but everything we rolled up through Raymond James. It was a great firm, not talking bad about the firm or anything, but when you have a big brother over your head, you may be persuaded, unfortunately, one way or another, to use certain types of products. And we don't have that here. So we're completely independent, right? If we think Fidelity is the best for you, we use Fidelity. If it's Schwab, we use Schwab, right? If it's a bank product like a CD or a brokered CD, we use a CD, right? If it's an insurance company, we use an insurance company, but we can use anybody we want to. So we're not tied down to any kind of corporate structure.
Well, no, you're incorrect when you say you do still have a big brother, but his name is Art McPherson.
I do have a big brother. His name's Art McPherson. We have a bigger brother. His name's Mike Kinnett. He's our compliance arm, so we actually roll up through him. So we do have an attorney here on staff. So we have all the compliance channels that we need to. But yeah, so I have several big brothers here in the office.
Thanks for listening. Want more from Art McPherson of McPherson Financial Group? Find us online at artofmoneyradio.com.
We are an independent financial services firm helping individuals create retirement strategies using a variety of financial and insurance products to custom suit their needs and objectives. Securities offered through World Equity Group, Inc., member FINRA and SIPC, a registered investment advisor. Investment advisory services offered through ProStatus Group, LLC. McPherson Financial Group and ProStatus Group, LLC are separate entities and are not owned or controlled by World Equity Group, Inc. Exposure to ideas and financial vehicles discussed should not be considered investment advice or recommendation to buy or sell any financial vehicle. Past performance is not a guarantee of future results. Investments can fluctuate and when redeemed may be worth more or less than when originally invested. Investment financial professionals are not licensed in all 50 states. Art McPherson is not affiliated with nor endorsed by the Social Security Administration or any other government agency and does not provide legal or tax advice. Please consult with your attorney, accountant, and or tax advisor for advice concerning your particular circumstances. Annuity guarantees rely solely on the financial strength and claims paying ability of the issuing insurance company. By contacting us, you may be provided with information about insurance and annuity products offered through Arthur McPherson. Florida Insurance License number A174725.
Today's show has been a work of art.